So hey guys, today we're looking at the Skull Invitation Tryout Duel. So this is pretty interesting because this changes, well, how the game is played, but not in such an obnoxious way that maybe you'll be incentivized to, I guess, well, being incentivized to just play a bunch of goofy backer removal to not play the event because skill drain is pretty bad. So that's a somewhat logical idea, I guess, to just remove skill drain off of both players' fields. But now this time around, we have 2 copies of Skull Invitation. So let's go ahead and do create new. So if we look at Skull Invitation is going to be mandatory, and both players control 1 copy of Skull Invitation. So each time a card is going to be sent to the graveyard, 300 damage is going to be inflicted, multiplied by 2, so 600 every single time a card is sent from field to the graveyard, right? Or just sent to the graveyard at all in general. So this makes something like Snake Eye a lot less viable. So if we just go to Snake Eye like this, let's say we do activate wanted, and then the Bellstar effect to special summon. That already costs us 1.2k life points, and then we will set a card. In this case, let's say Original Sinful Spoils, right? Then we activate Original Sinful Spoils. That's another 1.2k, putting us at already negative 3,000, giving us 5,000 more. And if we summon Poplar and do all that shenanigans, we are like just going to be pretty much guaranteed dead way before we can ever finish the Snake Eye combo, right? And this doesn't like include hand traps or whatever, but okay. What exactly can we do in this event? I mean, if your deck can play under Skull Invitation already, maybe we can just ignore it. There's also ideas like going Psychic End Punisher. So if we go like Psychic End Punisher, we can just have a towers and our life points are going to be low because of Skull Invitation, so that's pretty interesting as a concept. There's also jank FTKs that you should be able to do because Skull Invitation is on the field. So if we were to do like jar, card destruction, hand destruction, those kinds of cards, that would be a way we could potentially win. And then there's also just trying to play to I guess the vent the way it was probably intended to be played. So instead, let's say we just want to play a deck that doesn't send to the graveyard that much, like any cards. So in that case, we might want to play like an XYZ deck, or like Subterror, for example, doesn't send that much, like that kind of thing. So you won't get like too burned from Skull Invitation. And also, I wonder if Mech Knight FTK works here, because it doesn't say where the card is sent from. So if we sent from the extra deck, you know, that's already 15 cards, plus our opponent's hand cards, which is pretty much irrelevant here, because sending their 15 extra deck cards is going to just be lethal with Skull Invitation. Anyways, so that is going to be 15 times 600. Hmm. Intriguing idea. That's like 9,000 damage, just without even including our opponent's hand. It's just a matter of how many times things get sent to the graveyard. Please hold. Okay, so Gyusu effect to send. We're going to send. That's 1. Effect to special summon. We're going to do that with a World Legacy card, and that'll go to the graveyard. 2. And then while we link summon, this is card or cards. So if we were to link two guys off at once, we only get burned once, right? So if it happens at about the same time. So, okay. Next thing we do is we want to summon like purple blue, and that's going to be uh potentially one if we open specifically World Legacy's memory. And also we link off Gearsu actually, so it's 1, 2, 3 so far. Yeah, okay. So link off Gearsu, Gearsu effect send, and then the World Legacy spell trap. And then next we're going to link off to another Mech Knight, essentially, and we're going to have to discard a card, so that's like 5. So we are currently down like 3,000 life points. And then if we cycle through all of our Mech Knights, that's already going to be pretty rough, but if we then grab Scars and then we go to discard for cost as well on this, and then we have to summon this guy, send off this guy. This is either like barely possible or barely not possible. There are some hands that might not be able to kind of work out now. Well, that's a bit awkward actually then. Unless there's something kind of dumb we can do to avoid Skull Invitation, just burning ourselves to like death, I suppose. Which I mean, might be doable. But okay. There's also the idea of just using cards that make it so you don't get burned at all. So this is a old ass card, so I have no idea how this works, but I assume this counts as effect damage because it says inflict 300 damage. So there is like this idea as well. So if we had, let's see, DD Oracle King Dark. Dark says any effect that would, there we go, inflict damage to you makes you gain that much life points instead. So you would just end up getting a crap ton of life points by comboing with like an Oracle King Dark on your field. So that is an interesting idea, and you also do a little bit of burn with your Wave High King, or is it Wave High King? No, it's King Marksman Tell. So yeah, that is just another idea. And of course, we have the idea of removing the graveyard altogether. So we have the idea of just Kashtiraing it up. If we were to Kashtira up, you know, we would have a Rise Heart. And once a Rise Heart is on the field, the Skull Invitation no longer matters because no cards will be sent to the graveyard. And that's just a potential idea we have here, right? In fact, how many cards actually get sent to the graveyard while you were playing Kashtira anyways? Probably just Theosis. And then nothing. Yeah, it's just Theosis actually, yeah. Very much. So that would work, I guess. So we have the idea of like just full on playing regular ass Kashtira. We have the idea of actually wait a second. Mech Knight is better than I thought, isn't it? Because your opponent is guaranteed to control Skull Invitation. And actually, World Legacy Scar allows you to banish from the field as well as the graveyard. So World Legacy Scar, probably a lot more viable than I first expected here, right? So if we do this, and assuming they're actually in the same column, wait a second. Let's copy a Mech Knight list real quick. Ain't no way. Okay, which one was it? This, I guess. Okay. And then we should adjust. I'm going to adjust for just going first, so we're going to take out these dark holes, probably. And then we'll go with... Let's see. We do need these kaijus, actually, because they're small world bridges, so we can't actually remove them. But I mean, aside from that, I think we're mostly okay here. And I believe the extra deck is correct, so we'll go with this. Alright, didn't win the coin flip. So let's see what our opponent does here. I'm a little curious, but there's a good chance we just get burned to death here. Oh, Gamma. Gamma's pretty valuable, I suppose, because it vanishes itself. Interesting. Infinite Impermanence is dead. I shouldn't be running this. It's literally not activatable. Okay. Okay, so we're just staring it up here. Oh, our opponent's just going to murderize themselves with this. What? They're, they burned themselves for 600 here. Add a Kishtira. Okay. So this seems like Kishtira Snake Eye, so what we can do is just this. So it looks like they're planning to avoid being burned altogether. That seems to be their plan. And then that burns them for an additional few. Okay, send one, face up, continuous trap, you control the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Magic Planter here, pretty interesting idea. Still getting burnt for a good amount, but okay. How much are we looking at here? And also, why didn't they activate Magic Planter earlier? They would burn themselves for less. Okay. I believe we played Right Geki. Actually, now that I think about it, if our opponent controls 5 monsters and we activate Right Geki, that would destroy 5. And then if these field spells were, or not field spells, if these continuous traps were still on the field, that would burn for like 3,000. And then like the cost to actually set up that. Well, some people really just don't want to play the event. It is what it is, I suppose. Alright. So opening Magic Planter seems to be luck, unless they actually run something else to remove the Skull Invitation, because they would be long dead. How many more times are they actually going to send to the graveyard? It's actually a pretty high amount, isn't it? If we make IP, that is going to be burned for 300. Link off IP for Promethean Princess, that is going to be another 300. If we then do... Oh, they just made SP. Okay, that's like whatever. Wait, the burns for 600? Oh, wait. Burn 300 damage to its owner for each card sent. Oh, yep. Okay. Okay, that makes my Imprim live, so I mean, I'm not that upset. Now what? So now you can't make IP because SP is in the extra monster zone. So you would need to make Promethean Princess and then IP later, I guess, if you want to do like Promethean Princess and IP. And then that means I only have to play around specifically like maybe a Promethean Princess. We'll see how many fires our opponent ends on, because I'm 99% sure I can search a Radiant. Which may or may not happen, I guess. So, can we search Radiant? Actually, maybe not with this hand. I don't remember the stat line on Radiant. I guess I can search it up. Radiant Kaiju. Stat line 2.5k defense, 2.8k attack. So if we banish okay, Blue Sky, can we actually get there? Do we have a Dark Monster to banish actually even? Wait, yeah, we do. We banish the hand, and then we can grab the Kaiju, and we're good. I don't know what my opponent's thinking about. You shouldn't have that much to think about, right? Unless they just realized the issue with this SP. But, okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can bridge this, right? Yeah. Let's go here, related cards here. 2.5k, 2.5k. Level 7 Dark. There's nothing in common with this aside from being level 7. So we can use that to bridge to Radiant. So if they only end on one fire monster, we can do that. Okay. So no matter what we draw, we're probably pretty set. There's logically only one play to do. I don't know how my opponent is being so dumb about this. Hurry up. God damn. The only logical play is to link off this SB at this point, probably, right? And then make Promethean Princess, bring back Flamberge. Flamberge puts SB in the back row or whatever, and then you can like link off like either Duel Star or Snake Eye Ash, and then make another guy, right? Normal summon effect failure. Cool. And then we make like either Ambluel or whatever, it doesn't super matter. Oh, what? Make Baron. Wow, they also had 1-for-1. Okay. Still, I don't see what there was to think about, like, taking all this time to do this. What? What is the point of this? I mean, they haven't made Promethean Princess, so Promethean Princess is mostly the only thing I have to worry about here. So we're good. Okay. Original Sinful Spoils. That doesn't really do anything, does it? Okay, Promethean Princess. Annoying, but it is what it is. If they don't end on one fire monster, but we're going to struggle a little bit here. It is what it is. There gets SP, right? Summon Great, Raging Phoenix, whatever. That doesn't super matter. Okay. Okay. World Chalice, that's a pretty bad one. Okay. Thing we primarily have to deal with is Promethean Princess. There's not much we can do about that, so it is what it is. Baron Omni, dealt with. There's no way our opponent has anything else, right? It'd be hella annoying if they did. Okay. Now what card shall we grab? Let's go with probably our best normal summon is the play, right? I don't see any reason not to do this. Yeah, makes sense. There's nothing you can really do about this. Okay. But you can stop the effect to summon a token. Send this. Effect to summon a token. So we'll go this zone and this zone. These are dark tokens. Promethean Princess triggered. Our opponent is trolling. Cool. That is a-okay with me. We do play Link Spider. All we have to do now is run over SP Lil Knight and we should be fine. To full combo. Okay. Pop, pop. Yeah. Promethean Princess. Uh-huh. Now we can go here. Special summoning our boy Mekk-Knight Yellow. Battle. Run over. SP. Now we go Lib. Then we can Lib shuffle back the Flamberge. Or the Promethean Princess. What response can you possibly have to this? Okay. Succession. Succession effect. Targeting this. Okay. We're just vibing here. Okay. And from deck to your hand. The strongest card here to add is probably going to be Memory. So we can do Memory. And now we win. Pretty much. Unless our opponent has Nibiru, there should be nothing they can do. Yeah. Straight up. Did I summon 5 times? No idea. Yeah. Okay. Let's do Mekk-Knight Purple. And then here, we do this. We can do 0 Boros here, right? Or we can make Mekk-Knight of the Morningstar first. Probably fine to just make Morningstar first, honestly. Then we just... Okay. Well, I don't think our opponent has Ash Blossom, or they would have used it, right? So we'll go this. Mekk-Knight of the Morningstar. This is going to search us a card. If it doesn't, we're still okay. If our opponent, for some ungodly reason, held Dash this whole time. Okay. Secret. Great. Now we have Secret. 0 Boros. Shuffling back. Probably the Baron's okay. Doesn't super matter. Okay, now absolutely wild. We never activated purple. Special summon purple. So now we chain 1 0. Chain 2 purple. Vanishing purple. Epic. Okay, so it was just Baron negate the whole time. Okay, it's fine. And we can grab Gyusu for the next turn. Bash everything. And then this. And our opponent probably has like next to nothing now. This is still a primarily Link deck, so we'll just put 0 in the center. And we still have Kirsu for the next turn, so I'm not, like, super worried. Zero is pretty effective here. Honestly, even if you make a Link Rebo, like, this isn't good, so whatever. Oh, they have an effect that, like, did they draw that for turn? I mean, it hardly matters. Okay, relinquished Anima, triggering 0. That is okay by me. Whatever. There is no play you can possibly have now. Okay. Now we have to be a little bit careful not to trigger 0. Okay. Just make sure we don't summon poorly. We do not want to be making bad life decisions here. Okay. Vanish. Grab blue. Send the other hand, I guess. Get out of the deck. Yeah. Anything? No triggers. Okay, whatever. So I'm guessing that might have been like, would it have been? Hard to say. Hard to say what that would have been actually. Hopefully we can go first now. That duel took too long. Way too long, if you ask me. Alright. That Promethean Princess was really bad. Okay, let's hopefully not die. If we have to small world, I'm not sure if we live, honestly. But there's the option to, like, maybe attempt living ourselves. Okay, that's fine. I think, right? Yeah, I think this barely works. Maybe. No, it doesn't work. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Okay. It is what it is. And my opponent opened Ash Blossom Geospring, and I still didn't open what I needed. Well, yeah. Okay, buddy. There was like one play we could do, but it wasn't very good, so we'll just not even bother. Okay. And wasn't good enough to do the combo I wanted anyways. We burn for If we burn for 600 for every card we get sent, we can send how many cards to the graveyard? Like what? 11? If we can do it with 11 less, then we're actually pretty solid. Ay. Okay, this hand does it, technically, right? Let's see what our opponent has. We can at least bait out Ash, right? Okay. Vanish. Then we can do one of these two. This will be not very good, but it is what it is, I guess. And from deck to your hand. Let's do Abram, I guess. This is probably the most efficient way we can do it. If we're activating Small World anyways. This is gonna hurt. Okay, this. Let's see if we burn ourselves to death. Here. Here. Then we want to do here in this zone. Can't put in this zone. Would be very bad to do so. Lib. Oh, burn for 300. Okay. Then on this effect, we want to actually, I believe, we want to be setting key in this zone in succession. If we succession, how many times are we burning ourselves here? I'm not sure. If activating that small world makes this impossible, I'll be upset. Add from your deck to your hand. We want memory. I don't even care if I can keep something on the board here, right? Oh yeah. So now we do memory. Then we can add 2 more cards. Then we can just special summon them to field, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for at least, right? Eh. This is gonna suck. Okay. Add from deck to your hand. Blue Sky. Blue Sky special summons to this zone. Adding just 2 different names. Shouldn't matter too much. And then World Legacy Key is actually not activatable because of this effect while you have no World Legacy monster in your graveyard. So we have to send that eventually. But it should be fine, right? If we do this, we have to send these 2 guys. There's just no question. Okay. We can't send those guys though. Okay, 600, rough. And this sends as well. This is going to be close if we can do this or not. Okay. We can't spin that back. Okay. Add scars. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are 1 short. Okay. If we are 1 short, that means when we send that guy, it should be good. We're really close. Okay, so we're going to send 3 guys, I think, right? Yeah. We have enough, I think. That hurts. Okay. And we have to send this. Special summon 1 more name. Let's do purple. Okay. I think that is game. Right? Oh no, we're actually still 1 short after this. Wow, wow, wow. Right? I think we can afford the draw, right? Okay, now we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, man. You waited this whole time and you're not going to let me do the FTK. Come on, man. Ah, pain. But yeah, it clearly works. We got down to like nearly the last effect. We had 1 more send. So it's not as bad as I thought because I also activated Small World. So that means that this is 100% doable consistently as an FTK. And this only requires 2 cards. So that's just peak comedy right there. And then Small World for consistency. Okay. If we don't open Girsu, I don't think it's actually doable though. So yeah, that sucks. This will only get us 1 card. And now we would have to play the game normally. Did our opponent also open Ash? I mean, cool beans. My hand is trash with too many kaijus. Okay, we can make this a little bit more consistent now that we have more info. Okay. So there are cards we absolutely want to cut out here. So keep all these. Let's throw in Called by the Grave, because I know we can afford to do so now. And then we are removing the Raigeki. Evenly, we don't need. Imperm, we also don't need. And I think the rest is okay. So we'll go with 45. Now we just simply have to go first. And our opponent should just not open too many hand traps, and we should just be solid. We're like mostly gas anyways at this point. Okay. If our opponent has 15 extra deck cards, they're just dead. Okay, this works. And we have a card to discard as well. This can just not work if our opponent has Ash, though. Okay. As long as our opponent doesn't have Ash, we should be fine. Even a Gamma would not be too bad here. Like, if we get Maxied, it could be worse. I mean, if we get Fact Billet, it doesn't make me, like, happy or anything. Okay. What are we looking at here? Okay. Honestly, a Firecracker could kill me. That'd be, like, really sad. Maxi? Sure. They have a response? Oh man, that's not great. Whatever. We actually really need this to resolve, so we'll try resolve Blue Sky. First thing we do is this. Okay. And then we will add 2 different guys, so we'll go with these 2. Very important we do this, right? Yeah. We don't have any extenders, really. So we have to place this in this zone. Very important that we grab Succession here. And then this guy. This is probably a lot more easy to do, I guess, right? Okay. And we only have 1 more Ash that we need to resolve, so that's epic. And then activate this. This is a continuous effect, right? So this wouldn't even trigger, but it is what it is. Next. This. And we want to place it in, like, either zone. It doesn't actually super matter here, does it? Okay. We actually don't want to shuffle it back, believe it or not. So now we just send this. It burns a little bit, but it is what it is. This is actually very important to resolve. So I don't want to actually get ashed here, so we'll just spin back this. It doesn't really matter. We just spin back whatever. We can even spin back the token, honestly. Pretty important to resolve, so yeah. Alright. That was your last chance, more or less. And do yellow. Make Spectrum Supreme. And once we make Spectrum Supreme, it's like game unless we get nibbed. Yep. Okay. Send key. How many do we have now? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is number 8 right here. Okay. And then we can just banish 8, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it also sends their entire hand to the graveyard, yeah. Oh, it's all burn. That's hilarious. Okay, goodbye. Wow, that only burned for 6,900 each. How weak, am I right? Okay, yeah. So, Max E. It seems our opponent didn't have anything to draw into off of that Max E, so very, very epic. Well, yeah. This isn't this is a FTK for Mech Knight, I guess, like an actual FTK. Well, considering this is just 2 cards, right? All we need to do is essentially open Girsu plus one of like pretty much anything. So it's like if we get Girsu plus Blue Sky, that is FTK. We get Girsu plus Purple Nightfall, that is FTK. If we get Girsu plus a copy of World Legacy Memory, this is also an FTK. If we get, I believe, Girsu plus World Legacy Key, this should also be an FTK. And if we get Girsu plus Small World plus like a monster that can bridge into like either like I guess Blue Sky or Purple Nightfall, this will also be an FTK. If we open Purple Nightfall with Mech Knight Blue Sky, that will also be an FTK in this case, because we can just do purple to search Girsu, and then Blue Sky can search the other two. Like, okay. We have a very highly, somewhat consistent FTK here. And of course, we can Small World for Girsu as well. So, World Legacy Key, if we open Key plus Girsu, I believe what we do is we actually send World Armor to grab World Legacy's memory, right? And then we can just activate Key for Purple Nightfall, and then do the FTK as normal from there. So if you really want to min-max this, it's probably pretty doable, right? I think we would cut Ibli and then just put in more copies of Key. That would be like the primary change, I guess. But I mean that this is going for his Mech Knight, which is a little bit awkward. And our small world bridges, we have Radiant and Jizukiru. And also Gamma and Cyframe Driver is not like really cuttable because I believe these guys are actually also a small world bridge. So it is small world, banishing Jizukiru in hand, banishing Gamma to add Girsu. And Ibli is just not really doing much, except being maybe a small world bridge. If we want to get Radiant from like Girsu, I guess, right? No, that doesn't even work, does it? Yeah, why is Ibli in here still for this? I guess it's because like Ibli was like a starter we could kind of use, right? To set up our blue, which we now don't really need Ibli for. We could actually like cut this for Maxi and just put in Almirage, maybe? Could we? No, wait. It's in the middle column, so no. The Skull Invitation, so yeah, no. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and hopefully you have some interesting ideas now for the Skull Invitation Tryout Duel. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.